Dear students, today we are going to study new chapter, that is tabulation of data and its representation. So listen carefully to what I am saying. Students, you feel happy when your teacher tells you that your batch is better than the other section in mathematics. The teacher has concluded this after studying the performance of both the sections. But if the teacher tells you that your batch is poorer than the other sections in mathematics, you are not going to accept that without knowing the reason. You will ask the teacher how she reaches that conclusion. The teacher will tell you that the lowest marks obtained in your class is lower than that of other class. The highest marks obtained also is lower than that of other class. The number of students who secure more than 50% of marks is more in the other class, and so on. This means that the teacher has done a lot of study comparing the marks of two classes. For this kind of study, in order to compare and predict, we have to collect, organize, and analyze related information and draw meaningful and valid conclusions. This is in the form of statistics. So, what do you mean by statistics? Statistics is a branch of science which deals with the collection of information, its organization and analysis, and drawing meaningful and valid conclusion from the analysis. What do you mean by data? Data is the collection of the required information of facts. It may be a collection of numbers, figures, words, or symbols. So, here is the example 34, 17, and so on. This is a collection of numbers. What do you mean by raw data? Since this is an initial collection of observations in an unorganized form, this data is called raw data. Observations. Marks obtained by each student is an item in the data called an observation. It is also called a variable as its value is different for different students. Organization of data. We cannot analyze the data or make meaningful prediction unless the data is properly organized. This is done by arranging the data in either ascending or descending order. Let us arrange this data in ascending order. So the ascending order starts from lower number to the higher number. So 1, 1, 4, 5 and so on. The highest number is 97. So I can easily predict which is the lowest value of the variable, that is 1, and the highest value of the variable is 97. Range. The difference between the highest and the lowest value of the observation in the data is called range of the data. How do we calculate range? Range equals to highest observation minus lowest observation. In this case, range equals to, here the highest value of variable equals to 97. So 97 minus lowest observation, that is lowest value of the variable, equals to 1. So 97 minus 1, which is equals to 96. Grouped data. From the rearranged data, we find that the 60 observation given in the data consist of 42 different values. Listing the frequency of all this observation in a tally chart could not only be tedious but will also not help us to make any meaningful analysis. Therefore, we group the data into classes. What do you mean by class? Let us divide the mark range 0 to 100 into say 5 groups such as 0 to 19. The next one is 20 to 39, 40 to 59, 60 to 79 and 80 to 99. Here are the observations and the frequency. So observations are we have to add this number count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So when we count, we get 15 observations. So the frequency is 15. Here when we count, we get 13. So 13 is the frequency. Here when we count, we get 13 and here 6. So there are 15 students who got marks between 0 and 19. That is to say, between 0 and 19, inclusive of 0 and 19. There are 15 observations. Similarly, there are 13 students who got marks between 20 and 39, inclusive of 20 and 39. This implies there are 13 observations between 20 and 39. The grouped 0 to 19, 20 to 39, etc. are called classes or categories. Here we have how many categories? 5 classes categories. Class interval between 0 and 19, both inclusive, or 20 and 39, 20 possible values can be there. Thus 20 is called class interval. The class interval is chosen in such a way that the number of classes is either too big nor too small, as both are not of much help. The optimum number of classes is between 5 and 10. By increasing the class interval, we can reduce the number of classes and vice versa. Class interval is also called as class size or class width. Class limit. The lower number of each class is called the lower limit of that class, and the bigger number of each class is called the upper limit of that class. Thus in class 40 to 59, 40, the first one, the 40 is the lower limit and 59 is the upper limit. Class size or width of the class interval. Class size can be calculated by finding the difference between the upper limit and the lower limit of that class. So class size equals to upper limit minus lower limit. For example, class size of class interval 15 to 20 will be equal to 20 minus 15, that is upper limit, which is 20, minus lower limit, which is 15. So 20 minus 15 equals to 5. So the class size equals to 5. Solve the following. Find the size of the class interval in the following. The first range is 0 to 10. So the class size is 10. The next one, 7 to 14. So here 7 is the lower limit, 14 is the upper limit. So we have the formula to find the classes, that is upper limit minus lower limit. So upper limit is 14, 14 minus 7, which is 7. The next sum, 0 to 100. So the class size is upper limit minus lower limit. So upper limit here it is 100 minus 0, which is 100. And the last sum, the class size, we need to find out for the range 30 to 40. Here the upper limit is 40 and the lower limit is 30. So the class size equals to upper limit minus lower limit. So 40 minus 30, which is equals to 10. So students, I hope you all have understood the concepts. So there is a small test based on it. Please try to solve it. Thank you.